Hello, Rabbi Blake here. Shalom. We're going to look at a little bit of Torah, like we do. This week's Torah reading is called Terumah, and if you want to look in your Bible, we're starting in the 25th chapter of the book of Exodus. This can be a very intimidating part of our text because it is filled with intricate details that purport to describe an ancient tabernacle, a wilderness sanctuary, a portable tent that accompanied the Israelites throughout their desert journey during their 40 years of wandering in the wilderness. There's no archaeological evidence of such a structure. It hasn't been recovered. Nevertheless, the Torah is filled with intricate little details about its construction, from the fabric that was used to its dimensions, woods, other materials like various kinds of animal skin, precious metals, and so forth. The most famous detail, the most famous item included in this portion is the Ark of the Covenant. Yes, the very same from the amazingly awesome movie Raiders of the Lost Ark. And the Torah describes, again in intricate detail, how this ark was to be constructed. So if you're looking at Exodus chapter 25, note closely verse 11, because that's the verse that interests us today. Here's the detail that I'd like us to consider. The Torah teaches us that the ark was to be constructed out of wood, but overlaid with gold. And then it says it should also be inlaid with gold, so that gold would coat the exterior and the interior, and then would be sealed with the tablets of God's law on the inside. Regardless of whether or not this architectural detail can be proved from an archaeological standpoint, the deeper takeaway for us should be its spiritual message. And the rabbis looked at this and said, why would you need to plate gold on the outside and the inside? If you never opened the ark, what would be the point of using precious gold on the inside? And they said, the Torah is trying to teach us a spiritual lesson, a metaphor for how we are to live. A person's interior, said the rabbis, should match his or her exterior. In other words, the people we are when we are totally by ourselves, our most authentic, innermost selves, must be the same people we present to the outside world. When we go out and meet others, are we true to who we are on the inside? Or are we putting on masks or changing ourselves for the sake of how we might appear to others? I know that if you think about it, you'll find lots of personal points of connection. Maybe you are a person who struggles to assert his or her individual sense of style in a milieu that would ask you to conform in dress, in your language, in your taste in music. I know some rabbis who speak very warmly and intimately when they're one-on-one, but you put them on a podium, you put them on the pulpit, put them in front of a congregation, all of a sudden they take on what a friend of mine calls stained glass voice. They all of a sudden sound very formal, and it's not being their most authentic selves. So as we consider the Torah, also consider the ways in which we could go out into the world and, in the words of the rabbis, make ourselves toho kivaro, so that our inside also matches who we are on the outside, and therefore become spiritually authentic. Happy studying.